Night still, Jimmy opened his eye to the dark, waking to a wooden match striking sandpaper tape to the fridge. From the kitchen came the hiss of gas, then a huff as her match met the open burner. In the blue, flickering gaslight, she set a black iron pot over the round flame and poured it half full of milk. She lit all 4 burners, warming their 3-room cottage. From the couch, Jimmy listened to her serrated knife saw through a hard disk of Mexican chocolate. After the snap, Jimmy watched her fire-lit face hover in steam, her teeth tearing open a small plastic bag, cinnamon bark and chocolate falling quietly into the boil. The warm, candied air drifted through the doorway and into the small living room where he slept. He heard the brief percussion of glass cups, metal legs, and wooden cabinets. Then she was still. Abuela stood at the oven door, her mouth drawing on a Marlboro. She exhaled a quiet stream of bitter notes, aiming them at the open window above her stove. Her first cigarette had been a Monte Carlo, provided by Tio Aurelio, who carried a slim silver case in his coat pocket, sharing freely back when cigarettes were still good for your health. To afford the habit, she switched to brawny, rice paper farros, the cheapest, manliest cigarette in Mexico. When she crossed the border, Abuela took up unfiltered Marlboros, as close to a rough farro as she could find. Her throat took a beating in life, and for the last half, she pressed pants on the 3rd floor of a sewing factory in the garment district. All day she shouted conversation to the ladies at other machines, and now her voice started rough, like the lawnmower. Santiago, the music last night, te pagaron. Jimmy didn't answer. She knew he got paid. Abuela scraped and stirred the chocolate stuck to the bottom of the pot, holding a wooden spoon in wrinkled fingers that started brown and turned black at the tips. She let cigarettes burn out in them when she nodded off on the porch. ¿No quieres chocolate? The main penalty for sleeping on the couch was getting up when she did. That wasn't so bad before, but Abuela no longer slept. He had learned to ignore her steps throughout the night, the TV in her room, the light as she read in the bathroom. By 5 a.m., she was ready for conversation. El Pochito, Abuela's night DJ, was now shouting from the kitchen. His rooster gave a long crow for all the office cleaners and donut makers. Then a norteña, a Mexican polka, to help the night workers get finished before the next DJ woke everybody else up. Over music from the radio, she shared a thought about rutting cats. Esos gatos, they sound like kids crying in the middle of the night. I'm glad we don't have cats. I like dogs. Sabes, your tia had that bola on her foot removed. She can't walk for a month. She could hear the doctor sawing the bone. You should call her. She always remembers you. It didn't take much more. In the dark, Jimmy shuffled to the kitchen wrapped in his blanket. Soon he and Abuela were at their small table having chocolate, purple light forming in the windows, and early birds making noise in the big avocado tree. Abuela, let me put in the eye. I'll be out in a minute. Jimmy dragged his blanket to the bathroom. To get some air, he propped up a small wood frame window with a hairbrush. In came the crowing of backyard roosters. In a few minutes, he'd hear the bells of First Mass from Our Lady of Talpa. In the bathroom sink, he rinsed the brand new glass eye, polishing the surface by rubbing toothpaste over it with his finger. He aimed the saline bottle into the empty socket that once held his right eye, cleaning it out with close squirts. He pulled down his lower lid and pushed in the glass eye, then pulled his upper eyelid over it. It didn't look like him. He grabbed a 2-sided hand mirror from the drawer, using the side that made things bigger. On first glance, there was nothing different, but as he pulled the mirror away, the face began to unsettle him. He peeled the eye off the soft, pink flesh underneath, like you would a small leech. It had been expensive, bought on the west side, and 3 times what they had always paid at the border. The eye was useless. He repeated the process, but this time inserted one of the shells painted by Mr. Montero.